Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to another new episode of Sports News Flash at 12 with your weekend sports anchor, Miguel Mike Medina. I hope you guys are having a terrific weekend so far. It has been one amazing weekend of sports. April and October are two of the greatest months when it comes to sports. It's just been flat out unbelievable. But let's kick things off with something fresh and different, which is NASCAR. It's very rare that I start Sports News Flash at 12 with NASCAR, but I had to mention because of one story, one news that's been trending. I'm not gonna go too much into detail about it because I'm still learning more about it. And that is Michael Jordan and 23XL. Michael Jordan's 23 racing team is suing NASCAR and CEO Jim France for anti-competitive practices and control of the sport. Jordan said the way NASCAR is run is unfair to teams, drivers, and sponsors. And this news was a major surprise because NASCAR usually nobody tests NASCAR in terms of getting sued. But Michael Jordan and the rest of the team, they have a lot of guts to do what they're doing. They're saying enough is enough. They want to be treated fairly. And this is the beginning of a long, long, long um, legal battle, in my opinion, that will be taking place between France, NASCAR, and Jordan and his team, and probably more people involved. So usually a lot of drivers, a lot of companies, they stay away from trying to challenge NASCAR. But Jordan, I mean, I'm not surprised. In a way, I'm not surprised because it's Jordan we're talking about, arguably the most competitive athlete ever. So he doesn't have fear. He doesn't have fear. So a man who's accomplished so much in his life, if he's suing somebody, it's serious business. So and it's Michael Jordan we're talking about. So obviously he's gonna be in the front headlines. So this is gonna be the beginning of a very long combustible situation. And I'll keep you guys informed with any more further details about it as I'm still trying to process and learn more about this news about NASCAR getting sued by Michael Jordan and his team. Now, I gotta say this. I love college football. I love college football. And this weekend did not disappoint. I believe that this weekend topped last weekend. Syracuse took on UNLV. And before the matchup, I remember making a video asking the audience, not on Sports News Flash at all, but on other platforms, if Syracuse can hand UNLV their first loss. And as a Friday night, that did happen. Syracuse rallied and beat UNLV in overtime, winning 44 to 41. The Red Bulls, they suffered their first loss of the season. LaQuint Allen, this young man, he was in pain all night long with a left leg injury, and he refused to come out of the game. He scored the touchdown in overtime, and Syracuse, they earned this victory. They fought hard. Cal McCord, former Ohio State Buckeye, he entered the transfer portal and went to Syracuse. He threw for 355 yards with three touchdowns and one interception. UNLV's Ricky White, the third, had 10 catches for 135 yards and a touchdown. He had a good performance as well, but Syracuse, they spoiled UNLV because about 4 days ago, UNLV, for the first time in their program history, they made it to AP's top 25. And now with this loss, it might hurt them. So, but this was a great game. This was a great game. It was one of my favorite games of this week's college football. Wake Forest, they took on NC State, the Battle of North Carolina. Wake Forest, they came back from a 30-20 deficit in the fourth quarter by answering they scored 14 unanswered points against NC State. The way NC State ended that fourth quarter was bad. It was bad. But Wake Forest earned it. They stepped up on offense in the fourth quarter and they stepped up on defense. So great job on Wake Forest. SMU, they beat Louisville 34-27. This was another good game. SMU from the beginning. They played terrific offense. Kevin Jennings, he was terrific. The Cardinals, they kept fighting and fighting and fighting in this game, but SMU's defense said, no, no, no. Paying homage to Kevin Mutombo. Rest in peace. However, even though SMU won, they need to play better defense in the second half. Yes, they made a stop at the end to secure the victory, but they need to play much better defense going forward. Arkansas, I mean, one of the great things about Saturday is that they were upsets. And Arkansas upsetting Tennessee was one of them. Tennessee, they led 14-3, and Arkansas answered with 16 points of their own. Malachi Singleton, he rushed for a 11-yard touchdown to put the Razorbacks ahead late in the fourth quarter. They missed the 2-point conversion to make it 21-14, but it remained 19-14, and that's how the game ended. Very low scoring game, tough loss for Tennessee, but Arkansas, they earned it. Another upset, and this one was the biggest one in my opinion. Vanderbilt, the mighty Vanderbilt, they upset the number one Alabama Crimson Tide. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the highlights. I could not believe my eyes when I read the headlines. I just couldn't. This is the first time that the Commodores defeated Alabama since September of 1984. 40 years, guys. 40, 40. And also, it's the Commodores' first win against a top 5 team in 61 tries. It's a beauty to see this in my lifetime. In real time. Yeah, my lifetime, sorry. So the streak is over. The streak is over, and this is probably the biggest win in their program history. Diego Pavia. This young man is a gamer. He's a gamer. He went 16 of 20 completions for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead Vanderbilt to victory. And obviously, we got to salute to the defense for stepping up the way they did. The rematch of last year's title game, Michigan and Washington, obviously a lot of changes has been made from last year to this season. Both teams have changed. So is it a rematch, really? No, I don't believe so. But it's a feel-good victory for the Washington Huskies. They beat the Wolverines 27-17. The Huskies scored 13 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. So congrats to Washington on getting the victory. Minnesota Golden Gophers, they earned the big victory over USC by winning 24-17. Max Bronsmer got in the end zone from the 1-yard line with 56 seconds left to go. It came down to the wire, so impressive victory. As for the Trojans, they need to clean up their penalties. They had eight penalties in this game for 59 yards. That's not gonna get the job done. So they had to avoid that going forward. Army and Navy, they improved to 5-0. Salute to the servicemen. For the first time, both clubs are 5-0 since 1945. Unreal, unbelievable. Salute, salute, salute. Duke, James Madison, Rutgers, Missouri, they all suffer their first loss of the season. As for Pittsburgh, Penn State, and Indiana, they remain unbeaten. How about them Hoosiers, though? 6-0. 6-0. That head coach of Indiana, tremendous leader. Tremendous leader. Their quarterback, Curtis Rourke, arguably the best quarterback in the Big Ten right now. Arguably. Right? I said arguably. Now we go off to hockey. As you know, hockey season is here. The Devils are the Devils and the Buffalo Sabres are the first team to start the regular season. Then it will be followed by Monday and all those other teams next week. So hockey season is here. The New Jersey Devils, sorry about that, are off to a great start this season. They're 2-0 start, and they defeated Buffalo Sabres 4-1 on Saturday. Jonathan Kovacic scored a goal and had an assist. And how about Jacob Markstrom, who was a huge addition for the Devils? He made 30 saves, and he's already in conversation for Save of the Year candidate. It happened in the first period, where it looked like Buffalo was going to score easily on the left side. But Markstrom, he reached back with the hockey stick to prevent from the puck to go inside the net. That was a tremendous save. If you guys haven't seen it, you got to see it. It happened in the first period. That was a magnificent save. Magnificent. Even the announcers couldn't believe what they saw. That was flat out amazing. So starting on Monday, like I said, teams will start the regular season. But Monday is one game. And that one is Nashville Predators versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Steven Stamkos in a new uniform go up against a team that he played his entire career, a team that he won 2 Stanley Cups, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Boy, oh boy, that one is going to be fun to watch. And Nashville, if you saw the offseason moves that they made, they're not playing around. They're going for it. They're trying to win. So I'm looking forward to see that matchup, Nashville versus Tennessee. That should be a good one. Last but not least, the NBA. Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing is back in New York. He's back where it belongs. Home is where the heart is. The Knicks named Ewing the new basketball ambassador for the franchise. Before he landed his job, he was the head coach of his alma mater, Georgetown, in which he coached for 6 seasons there. Ewing played 15 seasons for the Knicks. And can we just say that he is a very lucky individual? I mean, seriously, Patrick Ewing is one of the most lucky and blessed athletes. He is blessed and lucky because he played at Georgetown. He put them in a winning path. And then later on, he comes back to coach the team. Whether he won there or not is the opportunity, the experience that matters. And now with the Knicks, play there, took the team to the finals in 94. Yes, he could have had a ring, or he should have had a ring in 94, and he could have had more trips to the finals had it not been for Jordan and the Bulls. And now look at him. He's the ambassador for the Knicks. Coming back to the Knicks as the ambassador. So it's amazing how he started in 2 places when he was very young, and now later in life, he got to come back and help program the organization how any way he can. He's a very lucky and blessed individual. That's how I look at it. And not too many people can say the same thing. So congrats to Patrick Ewing, one of my all-time favorite Knicks players of all time. I have been watching basketball since 1999, 25 years. And in those 25 years as a lifelong Knicks fan, I've been a fan of 3 Knicks players. Fan of 3. Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, and now Jalen Brunson. One more topic about the NBA. There are 2 teams that I feel that they're going to come into the season with a chip on their shoulder. One in the Eastern Conference and one in the Western Conference. And both of these teams, they recently have met in the finals. Those 2 teams are the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. Why both teams are playing with a chip on their shoulder? The Miami Heat, they saw that the rival Celtics won a championship. They see what the Sixers are doing. They see what the Knicks are doing. And many people look at the Miami Heat as another season of playing in the tournament. The Miami Heat certainly don't feel that way. They have some experience and they have some youth. They need to stay healthy. And it'll be interesting to see how that starting unit will work with Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo. Who's going to be the 5th starter? I believe is going to come down between Jaime Jaquez and Nikola Jovic. It's going to be one of those 2. Miami, they're locked in. I've been seeing their videos, training camp, their interviews. This team is hungry to prove many people wrong. Like I said, I just hope everyone stays healthy. That's what I can hope for. That everyone stays healthy. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players in the game, and I really want him to get a ring with Miami. This is arguably and could be his last season with Miami. He's getting a year older. He's 35, so we'll see. As for the Denver Nuggets, they won in 2023, and they got quickly written off. Yes, it was disappointing that they lost in Game 7 to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the semifinals. And yes, the Timberwolves are on the rise to be a future title contender. But you still have Jamal Murray. You still have the Joker. You still have all these complementary pieces. That's a team that quietly is coming with a chip on their shoulder this season. They're saying, oh, did you guys forget that we won 2 seasons ago? And you automatically think that the Celtics are going to win it all? Okay, all right, fine. And yes, the Western Conference has always been tough, but Denver is saying, just watch us. They're not saying anything, but I know that deep down, they're saying, watch this. So Miami and Denver, in my opinion, are 2 teams that are coming into the season on full pissed off mode to try to prove the naysayers wrong. That does it for this episode of Sports News Flash at 12. Please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to go to my online store, mikespower.shop. And as always, guys, be safe. And may God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy a full day of sports. And I'll see you guys next week for a new episode of Sports News Flash at 12.